Welcome to PRAWA Radio. PRAWA is an NGO that desires the emergence of a humane and secure society that corrects and empowers to prevent crime, violence, and torture. And on this segment of Tax and Finance Matters, I have with me a special guest. My name is Dr. Olukemi Akimushiri, the Head of Strategy, Development, Growth and Sustainability for PRAWA. And I have a seasoned accountant who is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Bankers of Nigeria, and he is Dr. Yahaya Sule. On this segment, we'll be talking about effective implementation of financial management system in the public sector accounting in Nigeria. And the first thing we'll be talking about is the problems. What are the problems in public sector accounting in Nigeria?
Yeah, quite obvious. There are problems. And the symptom of all these problems is the running after lost funds. And there is a cause for that. The cause for this is the financial report we prepare and present. How credible are they? And for me, as an accountant or a banker, I cannot say they are credible because there is a missing link. The first is about knowledge, empirical knowledge, understanding of what you are doing, and the evolution of knowledge. Before now, the people who were trained, they understand very well what is manual accounting processing of transactions. Not fundamentally different, but there is a difference of using the computerized accounting and the knowledge of transmission of the data from all the process from the manual accounting to digital accounting is still a problem. The operators lack the knowledge because the government failed to train them. They ought to have been trained to understand the difference between manual accounting, even though they are expected to produce the same result. That has not been done. That is the major problem of knowledge. You know, knowledge, as it is stated, that is power. And the Bible rightly said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Because this knowledge has not been disseminated to the operators, and the country is suffering through hemorrhage of funds. For instance, no accountant in the world that we agree that you can prepare financial report without using third-party confirmatory document like the bank statement.
Absolutely. In
this country today, the advent of digital accounting, use of a computerized accounting system, has brought certain programs like the IPPIS and the GIFMIS. The operators have not been taught properly that those packages, they are just trying to manage the books in the government sector, that is in the Accountant General's office. And it's not even the bank. And they take it as it is bank account. And truly it's not bank account. When you engage them, when we are off it, they want to maintain his bank account. When it is done on them that bank account has its features. A bank account is a full ledger, a complete ledger. A complete ledger must have date. It must have the purpose, which is, we call it description, particulars or details of the transaction. And it must have a debit column, it must have a credit column, and balance, which is the table, it is not the table accounting, that is the vertical accounting, which is the modern accounting that is used in the digital ledger system. And often a time they understand that that is the features of a bank statement. But when they look at what is given to them as GIFMIS, there's nothing like that. When they look at what they are doing, even at the level of the parastatal or the ministry or the department, that is MDA, they find that that is not there. But they don't have anything to do
Yes.
because they are getting directives from
And
above.
doctor, one of the concepts of accounting is that for every debit entry, there must be a corresponding credit entry.
Yeah.
You can't have a one-leg accounting, whether manual or digital.
You are saying this probably because of your understanding of accounting. The people, the operators, are they be taught? You carry somebody from secondary school or he becomes a chartered accountant without knowledge. What is he going to learn? Sometimes we prize experience above knowledge. You have the knowledge, but the practicability. That's why in sensitive other professions like, for instance, law, medical studies, when you finish from school, they take you through internship. The accounting in Nigeria should be learning how to take people through internship so that people should understand the workability of this system, because accounting itself is the management of an entity with a necessitative direction. That is the life of the entity, the finance. And this thing is lacking. And more so, we are talking about knowledge. And this lacking of knowledge, it now makes it possible that in Nigeria today, the federal government of Nigeria, all their expenses are categorized into 3 segments. 1, the capital expenditure. 2, the personnel. 3, the overheads. And this is the entire expenditure of government. And as it is today, they use GIFMIS to transmit all these things. The operators are the MDAs, that is all the ministry. And these things are transmitted through the central bank because of the policy of private sector, not banking government fund. They are not giving bank statements. And there's a problem. Why are these entities, sensitive government agencies that are empowered and established through the ground norm, which is the constitution, and they are failing in this responsibility?
Okay, so doctor, obviously, if you do not have a bank statement, how do you capture money coming into your ministry, for instance? If there's no evidence that there's no documented evidence like a bank statement, how do they capture the money coming into the account, into the ministry?
You are talking this in the position of known. Maybe you practice your practice and knowledge, right? In what is happening in Nigeria is that they don't know. They will just tell you GIFMIS is their account. That is what they have. They don't have bank statement. They don't have bank statement, and there are implications of this. Not using bank statement will make you to produce cash book that is irregular.
Incomplete records.
Incomplete records will be abound in the system, and you cannot do bank reconciliation. And bank reconciliation is that management control tool that enable you to ensure that errors, frauds, irregularity, and other significant discrepancies are detected and corrected to create, at the end of the day, a credible financial report. We can say that who want to say that Nigeria reports they are giving to the public is credible should do that. And I can say, because these things are not verified using third-party confirmatory document like the bank statement, I cannot vouch for their credibility.
Okay, so thank you, Doctor. Let's just take a break before we go on to the next sector, where you will tell us what the solution to this challenge will be.